Hello, this is Truman. Today you're looking at popcorn. Why the popcorn? Well, you hear of movie and popcorn. I want to talk to you today about the miracle at the movie theater. You've heard me talk about Cork in yesterday's video and how God brought he and Sue to Christ. Well, I had the opportunity to mentor Cork in evangelism. He went with me in visitation and witnessing and going through training. And he was a tremendous witness. He won many of his friends to the Lord just immediately. But one day Cork comes to me with a zealous idea. It was so bold, so zealous that I thought, man, I don't want to throw cold water on Cork's zeal, but this thing is out in left field. I just don't see how this is the Lord's dealing with Cork. But Cork said, Pastor, I believe God put in my heart that this Christian film that's going to be shown at our local theater, I believe God put in my heart that I'm to go and I'm to stand up in the movie and tell people that what they're seeing about Jesus and about the end times is true, and they need to listen. And I said, well, Cork, you just can't do that. You can't go into a private theater and interrupt the movie. I said, let's do this instead. We'll get a bunch of tracts, we'll get some guys together, and we'll be out in the public parking lot, and when people come out of the movie, we'll pass out tracts and try to share Jesus with them that way, but we won't be interrupting the movie. And so I could see he was a little disappointed. And God was about to teach me a great lesson. He came back to me after prayer. He said, Pastor, I heard what you said, but what if we do this? What if I get a few guys, and we fast and pray, and we ask God to stop the movie in the middle of the movie and let us have the opportunity to stand up and confirm the truth about Jesus and the end times. I said, well, Cork, if God stops the film, then certainly you have the opportunity to stand up and confirm that the Lord has sent you to bear witness of the film. And so they fasted, they prayed, and the day came, and there was myself and a few others out in the parking lot, and I was there also to encourage Cork, because my expectation was that Cork and the 3 or 4 guys are going to go into the movie, and nothing's going to happen, and they're going to come out and be a little discouraged, being so sure that God had sent them to bear witness in the movie. And I'd kind of said to them, don't do it unless God stops the film, and that's what they prayed. But you know, when they came out, they were excited about the miracle that God had performed. Listen to what God did. So as the film progressed, the film broke. And when the film broke, Cork stood up and bore testimony that he had prayed that God would stop the film and give him an opportunity to say to those who heard it that Jesus was real, the coming of Christ is soon, and bore witness to what you have seen in this film. Well, the film started again, and Cork sat down. Then the film broke a second time, and one of the team members stood up and, like Cork, bore witness again. And then the film started. And then the film broke a third time, and another man stood up and began to bear witness of Christ, and God answering prayer, allowing them to bear witness to the truth of the film. Well, then the manager came in. He didn't know what was going on with our guys bearing witness. He just apologized to everyone that was there, saying, I don't know what's going on. This never happens. So we apologize for the interruption. But now Cork and the team knew that God had supernaturally answered their prayers. And those in that audience also knew that God had interrupted the film, not by accident, but to bear witness to a group of young men who was zealous enough to pray and believe that God had put this in the heart of their brother. Now here's the point about personal evangelism. Sometimes you get crazy ideas, and they're just crazy ideas. They're just us in the flesh. But sometimes God puts a bold idea in our heart that only God can fulfill. I was wrong and Cork was right. God had put this idea in his heart and worked a miracle in his life. It would impact his faith for years to come. It would also impact my faith, because I learned a great lesson that day. Don't throw cold water on the zeal of a young believer as he shares Christ. Because if you want to see miracles, If you want to see God work miracles, the greatest place you look for miracles is not in healing and not in God perhaps changing circumstances, but in God bringing a lost soul, one lost sheep to Jesus. I can testify that if you want to see the power of God, you'll find it when you get involved with personal evangelism. When you begin to share Jesus, you'll know the devil's real, and you'll know that God and His power is real. So I want to encourage you, your journey in personal evangelism.